Welcome back to part 2 of session 45. I've looked it up. On the Bastard Smalls. Derailed. So, the crew, the Smalls have been invited to attend this little celebration of a new train coming out. They got caught in the middle of a disagreement between the two sides of the Broken Hearts and the Gear Heart. Percy's there. The boss is
Skeef Steve is also here, yes.
Yes, Skeef is there. And it's at this point you can hear at least a pair of voices having a more heated discussion. But at the point, one side is more heated, the other's calmish. And you recognise it as the voices of Velka and Caleb.
Time to attempt to listen in without being caught listening in.
Go, Chef Ross, go.
What do you need me to roll for this, if you need me to roll at all?
I'm going to let you have it for free because you're very busy and those are going to be very preoccupied in it. It's coming down to Velka believes that Caleb is up to something. And just Caleb's supposed to play very calmly, just remarking he's just getting excited over nothing. And maybe that the Gearhard will be more productive if they put their heads towards the future rather than preserving the past.
Get your head out your ass.
And then...
So just typical old versus new arguments there.
And then Caleb says something that causes Velka to freeze up for a moment, asking, what does the Gear Heart need with a mind scrambler? And the Hobgoblin is quick to recover from his pause. It is enough to show him to cause him a bit of concern, but in this case, he just breaks out the reasoning of they need to understand it to undo the damage it has done. And Caleb just gives a And for a moment, Chief Boss, you get the impression that Caleb has just glanced in your direction.
Yep.
Before
Schiff Ross is going to pretend to be interested in anything but that conversation.
Look at those shiny handles.
I like that boulder. That is a nice
boulder.
Nice plant.
Nice plant.
At this point, there's a bing bong. Will Father Velka and Brother Caleb please report to the main carriage, please? Please report to the main carriage. Velka just sneers at Caleb. And the two just go on their way. With Velka just keeping a few steps behind Caleb. But surely you have to do because he has a wider stance with his inhuman legs. It's also a case of he clearly doesn't trust him to walk behind him.
I'm going to walk over to Cyrano. Have you ever heard of a mind scrambler?
I'm make an intelligence roll to see if I have. 21. Have I heard of a mind scrambler?
In your case, not let's go with net you something, but case of you've been keeping your head so underground and so lubricated, shall we say, it's never come across your attention. However, the awful idea is Percy May.
I don't recall ever coming across one in my journeys. But I feel like if someone would know something about that, it would be my cousin.
Do you have second cousin on train that I don't know about?
If I do, I don't know about it.
I was afraid you were going to say that. Any sign of the git?
Oh, I'm sure he's around, being an obsequious toad.
Well, apparently Brother Welker's faction has gotten their hands on a device called the Mind Scrambler. And does not want people to know about it. He was very surprised when he was asked about why his group had one.
Well, I'm sure that's definitely not going to be a problem, and definitely not something we should investigate like now.
I think we need to go find your cousin.
Much as I'd rather not. Let's see if we can find a git.
Roll me a straight up d6, please.
Both of us or just one?
If you're both looking, both of you.
3.
2.
With all the hustle and bustle going on, it takes an hour to find him. He's retired to one of the passenger chains in one of the cabins. He's just sat in the corner, just apparently making notes in some little notebook, just looking very uncomfortable.
I look around and I see if there's anybody within listening distance here.
Since he's in his cabin, he will be private, and there are a few people coming and going, but it's mainly seem to be paying no attention to what's going on around them.
Percy, I have a question for you.
Don't you knock before entering someone's cabin?
I knocked on about 12 cabins just to find this one.
What do you want?
Have you ever heard of a mind scrambler?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Oh, even my bosses that despise those things.
1 to 10, how bad would it be if there was one around?
God damn, where do you come from?
You know, I ask myself that same question every time I see him because he's way too quiet most of the time.
It's true. The guild has been motioning to get a bell tied to me. Yuki even bought a pink frilly collar for that purpose.
And nothing else.
It would suit you. But yes, mind scramblers. I think it's said that an offshoot, maybe someone exiled from the Broken Gear, invented those bloody things. Supposedly a way to start a new life, wipe out the old, so you start a new afresh. Whole thing seems idiotic.
Huh. Where have I heard that before?
With you, who knows? You're so pickled you can't remember what happened last week.
Who are you?
You're not funny.
It might interest you to know that one of the members of this train, one of the two major members, shall we say, asked one of the other members why their group had a mind scrambler, and that member was a tiny bit surprised to hear the question.
Since the two major representatives who aren't mere crew are Velka and Caleb.
And Caleb was the one asking the question.
You had a tiefling with you once. Didn't they have memory problems?
Maybe, maybe not.
And missing memory problems could be down to any number of reasons. Bad magical reactions, too much drink, the eyeball Cyrano.
How portable are mind scramblers?
Not particularly.
Would one perhaps be like a train car?
You could hide in a train car. But you have to really take it apart to know, so no one finds out what the bloody thing is. But considering this train is a development of the Broken Gear, and the Gearhearts are here by invite, because they're going to invite themselves anyway. So,
It could be incorporated into train design.
now there's a horrible thought. And time for another horrible thought. Do either you two happen to know that kobold in a suit? Blue scales, the aura of authority.
Know of him more than know him, but yes.
I was born under a bastard moon. All I'm going to say is about the boss is, if you're on good terms with him, you got yourself a very good friend. And if not, well, let's just say even I wouldn't cross him.
No.
Yeah, but you go out of your way to avoid crossing anybody. I've seen you avoid crossing streets.
And this is going beyond the point. There's a lot of important people on this bloody train. And let's just say, for someone with us enhanced sense of smell that hasn't been destroyed through alcoholism, there's an odd smell among going along this lot.
Define odd smell.
Something I haven't smelled before. Something empty.
How bad would it be for society in general if something happened to, let's say, everybody on this train?
Let's see. Father Velka is an important person in the Gear Heart. Not to mention he's probably one of the major ambassadors between your guild and the Gear Heart. So if anything happens under your watch, that will not look good. We have numerous merchants around here, so if something happens to them, well, the third merchant civil war is going to look like nothing if with that power vacuum opens up. The nobles, however, are going to be just as bad because they're going to have friends and relatives and anyone else who's going to be in the will going to try and get hold of any business assets and doobie what's it along the way. It's let's just say the slobbering that would come out of this is only something a madman would want.
Well, I'm sold. This entire thing's been a trap. Would you agree, Shifros?
I kind of feared this from the beginning, but yes, I do agree. And why specifically, I think I have idea. Is not pleasant idea.
Care to clue me in on this?
I do not know if you know of all of our exploits, but there was a time we did have to stop what was called a rather rogue Gearheart assassin. It was called the Rogue. We do not know if it was actually a rogue, though.
Oh, that first job I had for you.
Yeah,
The fight
way
thing.
back then. Someone may be holding grudge over that.
Maybe. Did the Gear Hearts ever get back to you on that one? Because it would have to go to the Gear Hearts, especially what you found down there.
If they did, I did not know about it.
The Gear Heart did get back to the guild about it. They gave a report of basically how the technology was a bastardization of a mechanization of the ritual that creates gear forges words. It seemed like a more of a business to assassin more than relating to than possibly to the broken gear itself, possibly a breakaway faction, or maybe the cult itself was responsible. No one could actually agree on anything about it. And well, when they took the machinery they created the Felt Force, they also took the Clockwork Assassin as well. So you haven't really learned anything else of it since. I probably only really lasting memory of that is Okusan's delight at having any arrival while putting Diablo.
I can't remember if we decided if Yuki had told Cyrano about El Pudding Diablo's other identity or not.
I'm not sure yet either.
Let's just say at the moment, no.
Okay. Sai is blissfully unaware.
Makes it even funnier.
I can't believe Omnius knows, but Side doesn't.
Did
I
someone
don't think
tell
Omnius does
Yeah,
know.
no, because, like, again, it's a class power that unless you see him change, you don't know that they're the same people.
That's true. Actually, never mind then.
Yeah, Shifrost knows and Yuki knows.
Yep, because we saw him the first session. Everybody else, no clue.
We are in for a bad situation here.
When aren't we?
That is far too good of a point. I guess good question is, what can we do about it now? We're in the trap. I don't want to just wait for trap to spring. We need to prepare, but I don't know how.
And just then, there's a loud explosion that goes off. No, I say it's
Of course, we asked question too late.
It came from basically the buffet carriage. For those who have heard it before, it sounds like a handgun has been fired. And it's
Well,
open. Go on.
time to see what trouble this is.
Is at this point, basically, Percy just flies up from his seat and just races towards the buffet carriage.
Shifrost dons the cloak and starts running in that direction.
Sword in hand, let's go.
Keith and Yuki are still there.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're probably right in the thick of it.
Yeah, for those attending for Skishi and Yuki, you saw one of the nobles pull out a handgun. Normally, when you see handguns, especially out in the outer islands, they tend to be flintlocks. This was a 6-shooter revolver.
How Wild West of them.
Why not? And before the shot was fired, Dane had interfered, causing the shot to go astray up out of the top of the carriage. And you see the shooter is basically one of the nobles. The glasses have been knocked off his face when his arm was forced up, and you can see his eyes are pitch black, glittering with stars.
All right, Skeef, kill time.
Skeef, I hope you're ready for a brawl. I think we're in for one.
Skeef, kill, yes.
Pray the rest of my party gets here in time.
Hup, 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 hup.
Time to do a violence.
So, who has a higher initiative between you two? Between Yuki and Skeef?
Well, let's roll.
No,
All right.
No, just initiative bonus.
Oh, I just have a +1.
I've got a +3.
Okay, so it's you.
Skeef, go first.
Sweet. I would like to rage.
Oh, fuck.
What were you expecting? Me not to rage?
You're the barbarian.
Not so soon, though.
All right. As I rage, I roll on the Wild Magic Barbarian table. Yippee. That is an 8.
And that is...
Hold on, I'm checking. A bolt of light shoots from my chest. Another creature of my choice that you can see within 30 feet of me must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage and be blinded until the start of my next turn.
The noble drops dead.
Skeef, Iron Man.
That was anticlimactic.
It's at this point, more knives, guns have been drawn between at least five others, for a couple of nobles, 3 waiters. You notice as jackets are torn off and glasses pulled away, you see the scales, you see the eyes. And apparently there was another one as another gunshot is heard going off, and Yuki, you swear you were having a bullet rushing to your head, just as a form just leaps over you and takes the bullet.
Yuki turns to the commotion.
And there, grumbling on the floor, holding his stomach, is Percy. Bleeding, and just generally not having a good day, as a general kerfuffle is starting as the other guests are laying into the attackers. As you can see, Dane and the boss also joining the fight. Dane proving he's very much of the pug's life.
She's like staring down, like, Percy, you saved me. Why?
Not intended, you were just in the way.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
She's still gonna like bend down and use cure wounds on him.
His wounds heal up, but he's still in bloody agony. You wanna thank me? Find out who's behind this mess and go whipping a new one.
Right.
Ripple, yes.
And it's at this point you can hear the bing bong of the communication system. Well, the hired heroes, please report to the engine, please. Report to the engine, please. Urgently.
I assume we were already headed in that direction by heading to the buffet car. So, burger.
Okay, if it's your burger, make me a dexterity roll, please.
I mean, we're running. What do you want?
Do you want a roll or a save?
Save.
16.
All right.
8.
23.
Skeef and Chifros man to dance and jump over anyone who's fallen and all that fun stuff. Suno, you're cold stone sober. You still have a dexterity of a brick. And you fall over one of the fallen passengers.
It's funny because dexterity is my best stat. Burka, 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 ow, burka, hey, oh, burka.
Make me one more dexterity rolls, please.
I didn't know there were stairs on this train.
That is a 17. I stuck the landing.
You did more than stick the landing. You somehow managed to somersault your way to the end of the carriage.
With all the dexterity of a flying hippo.
Yes.
Task failed successfully. What are we waiting for? Let's see what this stupidity is.
You suddenly find as you're nearing about a couple of carriages away, your way has been blocked by a pair of heavily armored and armed, what you assume to be cultists. And something seems very odd about them. The eyes, it's got the eyes, but one of them has a hand that's started to devolve into tentacles. The other's features seem to be just melting away. And as they raise, especially a pair of pistols, Caleb basically just drops down from the ceiling, and as you see, a mace in his hand just basically transforms into a trident, and with one slash, he tears through each of their backs, causing them to drop, and finishes each of them off with a stab. Well,
Skip impressed, yes.
this is nothing. Where's Belka?
Haven't seen him.
Shrug.
I don't know who these are, but even Belka would not side with them.
I think I have idea where these came from, but that will wait until after we finish dealing with whatever they're doing.
You can hear a loud roar of insanity basically coming from behind you. And Belka and Caleb just basically launches himself up into the ceiling, walks across it to his beat, passes you all before dropping back onto the floor. Get to the engine. Either protect it or destroy it if necessary. And not having these whatever they are taking what we worked so hard on.
En route.
And
off we go.
And you race on forward. You can hear the sounds of battle going on behind you. And well, you reach the cabin before the engine, and you reach the door. You find it locked. You can see someone wrestling beyond it.
Breakdown door?
Maybe it's Redfall.
Alright. Rolling. Nat 20.
Well,
The door splinters. Also, make me a dexterity save advantage, please.
Alright. That is a 17.
You just managed to dodge the flying form of Father Velka as he's launched back into the cabin. And then you hear the sound of some mechanical disconnecting. You can see through the doorway a robed figure with darkened eyes, and it looked like burn marks around their mouth just waving at you. And he says something loud, firm, and stern. And the train begins to change. Components begin to reconfigure. Armor plates start to overlap and underlap. a pair of arms just reach out and smash into the ground below. As it starts to rear up, as legs become to form under it. And moments later, what once was just a simple train engine is now a 15-foot tall, just in the midst of finishing its reconfiguration, humanoid form. A pair of red eyes gleaming in its mouthless face that moments later turn purple. A titan! A goddamn titan! Velka declares. What have they done? And it's a bit early, but this is going to be end part 2. Because cliffhangers, bits. So,
If no Mike.
So, until part 3. Later, folks.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Later.
See ya.